And our next folks are going to be coming up on stage as I introduce the next, come on up, as I introduce the next category, which is global financial inclusion. Just to tell you a few points about this category, incredibly important. 2 billion adults around the world are without banking, and there are 1.5 million unbanked adults in Britain, in this country alone. 73% of all financially excluded people live in just 25 countries. And the number of people worldwide without a bank account grew by 700 million between 2011 and 2014. And I think we're almost ready to get started. Look, you've got a huge smile. You've taken the advice of our compares.
Tried my best.
Great. So we're nearly ready, but just to introduce everybody, we've got Ian Dillon from Now Money. In the middle, we've got Justin Short from Now's Global Markets Limited. And over here, we've got Tomo Nakamura from Doreming.
Yes.
I kind of want to sing it, but that's not.
No, it's exactly that.
Is that how you do
Yes.
it? All right, great. So we're going to kick off in just a moment.
So nothing on one floor?
We're nearly ready.
Ready? Is that a yes or no? Got it.
Nearly ready?
Right.
All good. Okay, Ian, how are you feeling?
Feeling good.
You're feeling
I'm
good.
excited.
All
yeah.
right, fantastic. Well, your time starts now.
Great, thank you. So hi everyone, my name's Ian Dillon. I'm here representing Now Money, and we're based in Dubai. So I'm going to start it off with the story of one of our actual customers. This guy's called Harpreet. He moved over from India to Dubai to work as a street cleaner. He supports 10 people back in India. So what he does is he works hard 6 days a week and then remits the money back to his family. So just to sort of give you guys a bit of an idea of where we are and the market we're involved in, we're based in Dubai, as I said. We are planning to cover the entire of the GCC countries, which includes Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, and Kuwait. In these countries, there are 26 million people like Harpreet. Where are they from? Primarily, they're from India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Most of them work in construction. There are a lot of drivers, taxi drivers, hotel workers, cleaners, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Between them, these 26 million people drive the Gulf countries to be the second largest remittance market in the world. They send around about $100 billion back to these countries every year.
Okay.
Low-income migrant workers make up around 75% of the number of transactions and about 50% the value.
Okay. But I don't.
So the problem here is that in the Middle East, banks won't, it's not like the UK or the West, banks won't bank people who earn less than around about $1,500 a month. So all of the people like Harpreet can't have a bank account. So what do? They essentially get the money in cash, and then they take it to a physical exchange house and go and remit it back to their family back home. The problem being the exchange houses tend to charge relatively high fees and poor FX rates. However, 98% of the low-income migrant workers actually do have a smartphone. The main reason for that is because it is their one way of staying in contact with their families back home. So, you know, if they only have one luxury item, that's it. Plus, to be honest, you can buy smartphones in these countries now for sort of $5, $10. So what is Now Money? Now Money is a app-based current account. It's managed from a smartphone. We provide a MasterCard debit card with it, and we have a call center that backs it up. Essentially what we do is we provide them with an account for the first time. And we have integrated a range of low-cost remittance options, the ability to pay bills. We've already integrated internal bill payment, but we'll also do it for India, Pakistan, etc., and make transfers to each other. So how do we get this out to the target market? We actually work with their employers. So that works for us in two ways. One, it means we can get 5,000, 10,000 people signed up at once in some cases. But also, the employers have all of their KYC information, which means we can batch onboard people from a KYC and AML point of view. The corporates pay the salaries onto Now Money accounts. And then the employees can use the inbuilt remittance function we have to send the money back to their families. The remittance function is on a compare the market basis, so we're integrated with a range of options, and it's much cheaper than them physically going to the exchange houses and sending it back with cash. And we monetize ourselves by taking a small fee on remittance, but just to reiterate, the total cost to the user of sending it the money back is still much lower than they would using Western Union or wherever else. So how do we do this? Now, in the Middle East, you're very unlikely to be able to get a banking license. So we are a payment services provider. We have a partner bank that sits behind us who provides us a pooled account, and we subdivide the accounts and provide virtual accounts to the individuals. We work with a range of partners, including exchange house partners, MasterCard, and also online and Bitcoin and blockchain-based remittance providers as well, who can do it often cheaper and faster. So the team, we have over 70 years of financial services and technology experience between us, and they're all amazing. So we've won a lot of awards from this because we have a real social impact in what we do. And the biggest of it all is probably Shivas, the Venture Award, where we've got the global final in LA next month. We've also got a lot of press recognition out of doing what we do. So what have we done? There's a range of things up there that I won't go through line by line, but I'll just sort of highlight two, one of which is we've signed up our initial corporate clients, which is 5, and that gives us 5,000 employees, and they're our pilot test group. Which we have started onboarding. We started around 3 months ago. We've established all the partnerships, we've got our funding, and then for the rest of the year, we are raising further funding. We are doing a full launch very widely with MasterCard. We are also planning to allow people to do individual sign-up, i.e. not through their corporate employer. And we will launch in Bahrain, and that's a good platform for us to go into Saudi Arabia, which is the biggest market in the GCC. And then later on, we will try to offer credit and insurance to our target market, and there are a range of other things we can do by bringing them into the financial system. And I think I've got 3 seconds left, so thank you very much.
Good job. We didn't even have to play the bell that time round.
Well, brilliant.
All right. Now over to Justin Short from Nous Global Markets Limited. Your time starts now.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming. My name is Justin Short, and this is Nous Global Markets. Before I start, I'd just like to ask you a question. There's something wrong with this map. Does anyone maybe know what it is? It's horrendously biased. So this is actually what they're starting to use in US schools. More correctly shows the relative sizes of countries around the world. Just starts to show you really the kind of different world, the bigger world there is out there. This map shows relative populations. There are a lot of people around the world with maybe less income, but the same desires, dreams, ambitions, and goals from life. And when I worked in Asia for 14 years, in investment banking. I built algorithmic trading engines, that kind of thing, for blue chip banks. And while I was doing that, I was very interested to see if I could build something that impacted these people, and I quit to form Nous. Our goal is to create new opportunities for the emerging middle class. And the first app we released, well, this sprung out of a thought of people who are spending a lot of time maybe playing Candy Crush or on Facebook. Can I use those very good brains all around the world to give them new skills? And that's what Smart Profit is. It's a virtual trade, it's a trading simulation with real-time market data that teaches people how financial markets work, and actually is free to download, free to play, but it's cheaper than free because it pays cash prizes. So the idea is there that if you're good at trading, we will reward you for that good trading. The reason I do this, we'll come back to that in a second, we managed to sign up 500,000 players in those 3 years. We've got 22 million virtual trades, which is very interesting for me. And we paid out a large amount of money to our players. It was the data that really interested me. Could I find the world's top traders? Could I find some talented traders and nurture them? But along the way, that's going great, that's fine. But along the way, we were getting feedback, of course, from our users. And our goal is to create new opportunities, plural. So what we were being told was that they now liked the financial markets. They now wanted to be able to trade themselves. But actually, it turned out, I hadn't realized this, there was really no way for them to do so. There was no sensible product that made sense for them, for their situations. You're talking about someone who has $5 a week, $10 a week. We actually looked at this. This is the Big Mac Index. This is, you've got some money each week you want to put into investing and to the financial markets. But the existing products, you're looking at far too much money to open an account. You can lose too much money on your first trade, and then it's all gone. And in fact, you can lose more than you've got in the account on your first trade. It's a leveraged product. These are very dangerous, bad products for these people. And we realized there was a very big opportunity to go out and to build something for them. So in summer last year, we created something completely different. Tickle is, it's unlike anything else in the world right now. It's a very friendly, consumer protective trading application for accessing financial markets. It is not a spread bet. It is not a binary option. This is a very, very different application, and deliberately so. And we'll go through how that works in a second. So you can open an account for $5 immediately. That's something that's sensible for our players, our users. And more importantly, you can actually trade with as little as 1 cent. This is key. This means that your $5 lets you make 500 trades guaranteed without having to worry about what might happen. So you get a real trading experience for that. You can't lose more than you've put into the trade, let alone the deposit. If you put 1 cent down at risk, that's it. That's all you can lose. There is no more that could be taken from you. There's other benefits as well. Trading is usually free to start. It's always free to start, usually free to stop. There are no spreads, which is very unusual. No bid offer spread. The price you see is the price you get, always. There's no leverage, so there's no danger from the downside. But you still get the real returns, up to 20-to-1 payouts. And it was not easy to build this, I'll tell you. Coming back to, we have to make some money out of this. So we win when you win. We actually charge a percentage of the upside of the profit as our commission. If you make some money, we'll catch a small part of that. But we actually show it net of our fees. You get exactly what you see. So here's the dangerous bit where I try and do a demo. Okay. This is it in action. It's very, very simple, very easy to pick up. Open a market, you can zoom out, see a year, zoom in. And maybe let's assume the market's going to go down. We could say up, but as far as we want. Set a price, click the next button, and that's it. So far, it's already quite unusual. You haven't had to type any numbers. Very, hopefully, intuitive for you. I can take the risk down to 1 cent if I want to win up to 5 cents. But actually, I'm going to put on a 10-cent trade, push the boat out. Okay, so there, I could risk 10 cents to earn potentially 19 cents. This is trading at its simplest. If I actually start this now, the key thing is actually there's no slippage. This is exactly what you get is what you see is what you get. And that was net of our fees. As the market moves towards one direction or the other, I'll start to lose or win money just like normal trading. But it was a very, very low-cost trade. And that's really what we attempted to build. The key thing is, what do our players think of that? Our customers? They like it. We solved the problem for them. There was no way for them to do this before, and we're getting great feedback. So that was what we were looking for. 5 seconds left. Thank you for listening. There's Smart Profit and Tickle.
Thank you very much. Okay, and now for our final contestant in this category. Tomo, it's over to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tomo, the UK country manager of Drumming. We named our company Drumming because we want to touch millions of workers' lives, like the musical scale Do-Re-Mi. We're based in Japan, the US, and the UK. And what we want to do is reduce poverty and inequality. So imagine you don't have a bank account. You are unwell after doing a work, but payday's a few days away. How would you buy medicine for yourself? Well, it's actually really expensive to borrow money for those without formal financial services. And there are 2 billion adults in this situation. And including them into formal financial services is very important. The solution has to be affordable. So today in developing countries, money is being digitalized, moving into mobile money. Digital money is transparent, safer, and cheaper for governments. Our target market is helping underserved workers in developing countries. We believe by working, we should have real-time access to our wages. We have linked a real-time payroll system with mobile money, giving workers a relationship to earning and payments. So this is how it works. So Iqbal goes into work and signs in. He works, then he signs out after work. Iqbal's manager effectively approves Iqbal's wage, and his mobile wallet is updated. It'll get updated in a second. There you go. So he goes to a retailer and pays and buys water after work, and the retailer receives payment from employers on payday. So what we create is employment history as well as payment history. Stores can increase customers because workers have access to their real-time wages. Stores can use the payroll system and features for free. We provide employers an all-in-one HR system. Time is reduced working out wages and taxes, and real-time position of cash flow for wages is provided. Would you be incentivized to work if you're able to pay for goods as soon as you finish work? We offer an interest-free, short-term solution. The solution for the underserved worker doesn't need a bank account. When workers buy goods from retailers, the money goes into the employer's wage account, and retailers get paid on payday. We've run real-time payroll systems in Japan in restaurants, call centers, hotels, shops, over 440 companies. And we've linked our system to financial institutes, and that's worked out really well. So for governments, our system can be set up so they automatically collect taxes. This data can be kept via blockchain for 60 years. That's something which we're working on. And this can be used as a certificate for social benefits to workers in the future. Data provides voice for workers. It empowers them. Ownership of data is a financial resource to workers. The digital payment market size is around 130 billion in developing countries. And using payment data with messages can help workers to be more disciplined. Group data can be analyzed to provide insight to retailers and producers. So digital payment data market could be around $144 billion. Workers are able to build employment history through our system. It's difficult for financial services to provide services to workers who are data poor. Workers' employment data could be actually used to customize affordable solutions for workers, and employment data could be worth around $120 billion. So the UK is not a single market, as we know. UK is a leader in fintech, and by using fintech, new markets can be created, especially in developing countries. Through corporate social responsibility of companies in developed countries, new business opportunities can be created. And we would like to collaborate with those businesses who see developing countries as an opportunity and a social responsibility. So if financial infrastructure is created and poverty and inequality are reduced, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals can be realized. And on March the 17th this year, executives from major Japanese companies and British government agencies gathered around in Level 39 in London to discuss how Dremming's initiative could contribute to UN Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you.
Well done. Great. Thank you very much to our three contestants. Now it's time for a question from the judges. Who has got a question for Ian?
Ian, sorry. You mentioned that you got funding already secured, and could you give us some more insight on where you are in your evolution and what your growth expectations are, and the size of the team, and the team you expect, but the size of the business, so to speak?
Yep, absolutely. So we raised, my co-founder and I funded it initially from our own funds, and then in June of 2016, so last year, we raised $500,000 equivalent seed round. That has funded all of our progress to date. We are just starting the process of raising a convertible note, which will be in the region of about $500,000 to $700,000. We will grow the team very slightly in this rollout period, but really we've signed up as many employees as we need. We just need to get all the accounts out there and really get them all onboarded. In terms of customer numbers, we've got a pipeline of about 50,000 already. We will concentrate on getting those out in the UAE, and then I mentioned earlier, we were going to start expanding to Saudi via Bahrain and go to the other countries. But as I say, we've got a target market of sort of 26 million, so our internal target is to reach 10% of them. So yeah, in the sort of 4 to 5 years, we're looking at hopefully over 2 million users.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Justin. My questions are about your customer base. You talked about the fact you had 22 million people that used the game, but can you tell us a little bit more about the new product? How many people have used it, where they're coming from, what the profile is?
Sure. It's actually 22 million trades. We have 500,000 people used the first application. The weekly user numbers for that were around 10,000. For the new app, we've signed up about 25,000 people so far. And of those, 2,000 have gone on to make dollar trades. But we've only recently got the license and gone live. Does that answer?
And how many customers?
Sorry.
When do you break even? How many customers do you need to break even?
Right now, the cost of acquisition is roughly equal to the lifetime value. They're both quite comparable. So we're actually just raising some funding right now. With that funding, we expect to get to profitability. As we're actually very good at advertising on Facebook, we're acquiring customers for Spark Profit for 15 cents each. So it's a very low cost of acquisition in this industry. And sorry, you asked about the players. 1/3 are female, and they're mostly in developing economies. So Southeast Asia, India, and we're looking also now at Africa and South America.
Great. And finally, a question for Tomo.
Hi, Tomo. So you mentioned that your product actually is bootstrapped by the employers. So what is the secret sauce that you use to convince them to use your product?
Okay, great questions, Costa. Thank you. So ours is really through partnerships. So collaborating with different businesses that can actually help to find partners within effectively developing countries. So for example, we've got a Japanese company, let's say they've got a trading firm. underneath them, there's actually companies within local regions like India or Indonesia, and we effectively provide the employers in those regions with our effectively real-time payroll solution, and then provide the service to them. And we expand effectively our markets through that by seeing effectively if that model really works. And we've actually seen effectively word of mouth. By helping people, it can actually spread and it can actually help to scale. And this is something which we found in Japan. So what we did in Japan was effectively we helped low-income workers in Japan. And effectively, there's about 440 companies who have been using it. And the reason why they're using our system is they can actually convince their workers that they're actually providing support to the workers. And that's been really important for us. Thank you.
Thanks very much. All right, let's give these guys a huge round of applause. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to stay on stage this time while we get ready to vote. And just to get everybody, get your phones out, get them ready, get your fingers close to the buttons. And to reintroduce the folks, we have Ian Dillon from Now Money. Here next to me, we've got Justin Short from Noose Global Markets Limited. And over here, we've got, he's still smiling, Tomo Nakamura from DoReMi. Okay, and now we are ready to start voting. Yeah. Tomo's just going to take a quick selfie, so can everybody give him a wave? Fantastic. All right, well done, you guys. That is it. That's it for the voting, and you guys can relax. Off you go.